Hey guys, welcome back. It's been. How are you? How are you?
It's been a busy couple of months.
Couple of months?
Yes.
Couple?
I think. How are you? The real voice comes out.
Wow, we're already in
real.
therapy
This is
session. I am feeling much better. I am on the grind. We are back on the grind. If you didn't notice, you said move in closer.
Sorry.
You're so. Why do you want to stay far away
I
from?
just don't want to be near you.
As you guys can probably notice, welcome to the new set.
Yeah.
Yay!
So cute.
Confetti.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, I guess we can go straight into it. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been around for the last 4 episodes, welcome back.
Welcome.
Can I say this is our official
comeback?
Official
Yeah,
comeback.
I think so.
Welcome to our podcast. You think
Season-
I say.
Season 1 point.
Season 1.5.
Five.
Wait, put it. Oh wait, no, you have to. 5.
Yay.
We're officially back, and we're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. So, for today's topic, sorry, getting straight into it.
Go
straight
ahead.
into it.
Jump right
So,
in.
I put down pet peeves. It's a fun topic, I feel like.
Yeah. But anyways, I love that we're coming back. I love that we're coming back to this.
I'm so excited. It's so fun.
It's already tea.
I have like stuff written all over this for no reason. Like
My sister produces this podcast. I'm just featuring in it.
no, okay. So
Anyway,
I shall introduce it, I guess.
sorry. I'm really excited about our new setup. we
Becoming
look
shy.
like newscasters. Welcome to
Ew.
today's.
I was like,
Yeah, fix your posture, babe. I feel like a newscaster right now.
me too.
I feel like I'm like in iCarly and they're doing like their segment and they're like,
This is the weather.
this is the
The weather today is
This is
25
the
degrees.
weather.
Very
You're
hot.
calling me
So,
pet peeves.
pet peeves.
Pet
So,
peeves. How do we even begin?
I know. I felt like this was actually kind of a hard topic because like pet peeves is such a broad thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
Well, we've had 4 months to rest our
had 4
thoughts.
months to think about your pet peeves.
We've had 4 months.
This
to
was written
ponder
in-
on a lot of pet peeves. People can change.
I know. This
In
was
a
written
month.
in October, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and
No,
it's
like a bit more.
when we're airing this is December, so
Yeah.
people
so,
can change in a month.
people can change in a year.
Do you want to start with that first? Here's the thing. I'm diving right in, okay? I'm diving right in.
No shade.
Here's the thing. Change. People have a lot of opinions about changing, and I feel like we've always talked about how me and you are one of those people that like change but never change. It's a weird like we've changed mentally, growth wise. We got closer when we got older, but we've never changed
Changed in
our morals and what we believe in, and if anything we just grew up.
Yeah, I think that's the word. You just grew up,
Yeah,
not changed.
yeah. And I feel like a lot, I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's just this generation or the way we think nowadays, but people are so sensitive about change. And you know this, and I'm gonna shout them out because I have been inspired by their videos recently. I've been watching Chris and Slater's Sky podcast. Hi guys, I love you so much.
Shout
if you
out.
ever see this, and I watched one of their episodes where they were talking about how healthy change is and how it should be done, and it's an inevitable. Oh my god!
Inevitable.
It's an inevitable thing to change, and it's good for a human being to change and like grow. But in this day and age, when they were talking about like this generation or like the Gen Z or basically this time that we're in, change is viewed and can be miscrewed into like negative Yeah, so like
there is some negative, that's fine.
yeah, there are some negative things or the way other people change. But I feel like me and you almost have both. Like we have changed. We have become better. I think that's the change that we have. Yeah.
I think we just become what we wanted to be, I guess.
Yes.
Or like what we thought we wouldn't be.
Wow.
Like back then.
What a team. So
Is this even pet peeve? Like
no, it's a pet peeve. I'm only classifying a part of it as a pet peeve when people associate change into a bad thing. For example, we've had this discussion before how I wonder, or like thoughts, like you have, like I have experienced and heard other people say that we have changed. What do you mean by we have changed? Have we changed for the better? Have you like
elaborate, please?
A lot of the times, like before, I used to care about what other people think, and now I don't that much, or at least I practice not to anymore. And the last time that we talked about this, when I heard someone say that I've changed, they kind of miscued it in a negative tone, a negative view. So in my head that time I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean
like,
I've changed?
What do you mean I've changed? Because I know I've changed, but I know I've changed in a way that like I'm never gonna let anyone walk all over me. I say no now. I say I'm a bit better than I was before. I know that change for sure, but what are you seeing?
I guess it's if you're not close with the person, it's kind of weird that they say that.
Yeah.
But if it's someone close that you can ask and be like, like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be good. But it's kind of weird when someone's like, oh my God, like, you've changed so much, and then doesn't elaborate on it. And you're like,
yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? But that's one pet peeve. For sure.
It's like a tiny, impossible...
I think it's a life thing.
Yeah.
It's a life inevitable thing that I feel like sometimes can't be answered.
Yeah, remember guys, change is good.
What I have written is so simple. It's literally like, what's your weirdest pet peeve? Like, what's your smallest pet peeve? What's your biggest pet peeve?
I went deep with it straight away.
No,
like I said, it's been 5 months.
No.
Also, by the way, like for anyone that knows us, I've mentioned in the past 4 podcasts, but like people think we're always together. We're not.
We live together.
That's why I was very excited to like come back to our podcast. See how you're going. See how my baby sister's going.
Anyway, I just have some small examples on Reddit that I found. And again, these are really simple compared to what we just discussed. But one is, when people open my closed door to tell me something and doesn't close it on the way out, that's a pet peeve. And I wrote that down because that's so specific to our family. Like, what's wrong? Well, let me just rant for like 2 seconds. So,
are you calling me
I'm
out?
calling our whole family out. And this happens every day.
Mom and Dad watch this, they'll be like, this kid.
I'm sorry, but it's true. So, literally, I don't do this, and I can so prove it. I don't do this.
She's vouching for herself.
Everyone,
guys.
when they'll come
sorry,
into my room.
This is so like shallow level pet peeve to what I started. I'm sorry.
Okay, we started high, now we're just gonna go.
Okay.
When I'm in my room or somewhere else, someone will walk in and they'll be like, yeah, they'll ask me for something, whatever. And they walk out and they just don't close the door. Like, why? What's your problem?
It's definitely a self-preference thing.
No, it's not. Because everyone in the family is also like, you're playing your music too loud, close the door. But then they'll close the door. And they'll close the door and it'll be like, this much gap left. And I'll be like, just close it the whole way. If you're going to complain, just close the door.
That's a fair pet peeve.
Just close the door. And it's creepy. Like, it's creepy when there's just a little gap. Like, just close the door.
Yeah. I don't know.
She does not care about my problem.
The closing the door thing it's like an automatic instinct for me to do. Like I never do.
Well, at least you don't do it with me.
I do it from my own room, okay? But like in the bathroom, obviously. But I don't know. I come visit you and then just say hi, and then I
leave the door open, clearing out my beef.
I'm sorry. Is that what you wanted to say?
It's true. Everyone does.
I'll be better.
It's a pet peeve. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah. No.
Because nobody does it.
I'm trying to find a similar.
Actually, I think it's just annoying because afterwards, they would complain that I don't shut the door for them. I think that's
Be careful. I might bring back the "you don't bring back my stuff" kind of pet peeve.
You can have that on.
No, it doesn't count because that was when we were younger. See, change.
We share, caring.
Sharing is caring. But when I was like 11 or 12, I didn't want you to take any of my stuff because you would break it.
Not even true. But okay.
But change is good. We change. You're older now. I know you will take care of stuff that you borrow.
Clearly there's beef in the
pointing out our
episode.
Beefs as siblings. No, that's no. You know what? My similar thing that you have with the door is the lights, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Your door is my lights. Anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's this house, if it's in
somebody else's house.
Our aunt's house or someone. Like, if you're not... like, I don't know, the other night, Mom wanted to ask something. I'm sorry, Ma, if you're watching. Mom wanted to ask me something, and, my lights were already off. It was just a lamp, and I was just, like, getting ready to sleep. And she was like, I wanted to ask something. Turns the lights on, and then just, like, leaves. And the whole, like we all complain about electricity, right? And, like, saving electricity. But Miss Ma'am just turned the lights on, and was just like, okay, bye.
Maybe this is just called laziness.
It's forgetfulness.
That too.
We all have really bad memory.
Simple things.
Yeah, simple things.
Please close the door.
Yeah. But when it happens too frequently, that's when I'm just like, turn the lights off.
Yeah, I think I just get triggered easily.
Or like when I think the problem is we all know each other too well now. That like we already see the future 5 minutes after. As in like when I leave that door, you're like, close the freaking door. Close the door.
You can feel it.
Close the door.
But
I've improved though. You see me like glitching. When I walk in, I'm like, oh, the door.
When I ask everyone, they do close it. Occasionally. I'm like, thank you. Please.
Sorry, I feel so professional right now.
I'm like,
this is fixing my posture.
Okay, next one. Do you have another one?
I'm trying to think. I wasn't really prepared for this.
I'm not prepared either. It's
I really missed the podcast, so I wanted to have a chat.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was about pet peeves. I have a lot. I have a lot to point out. I'm like, oh wait, let me think about a pet peeve.
It's okay. I can name another one.
Do you want me to go deep again and like tell you a pet peeve?
You can tell me whatever you want.
Well, okay, let's get deep. I guess I have a pet peeve about disclaimer, this is not towards like my friends right now. It's just in general. But like my biggest pet peeve about relationships in general is being the one to go first.
Like friendships?
Everything. All of it. Friendships, you, mom and dad, like relationships. Having to be the first to make any decision. And I think it stems from experience, but yeah, I've recently experienced it, and I just like,
oh,
like it's a pet peeve. It's just a tiny pet peeve. Like I'm the type, and I know everyone knows this, but I'm the type to always just like check in and like, what you doing, like
you reach out first.
Yes, reach out first. And because I've been doing it so much, I kind of like lost myself, I guess. Wow, that's really dark. But I like kind of like lost touch of like knowing how to feel to be reached out first. And so Yeah, when I stopped doing it for a couple months, I started feeling it, and I realized it's a pet peeve of mine that I start stressing out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. That's
So
fair.
I think that's a deep pet peeve that I can share.
Yeah.
That's a very common thing as well.
It's something we've discussed like before, in our friendship podcast.
Yeah.
Little plug there.
Yeah.
It's important like to have the other person also reach out and feel like you're loved too. I agree.
Oh my god. Okay, a lighter. I have a lighter pet peeve.
I also had one, but
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is very common, and I think it's just like every human being's like personal way of being. But I don't like it when people chew with their mouth open.
Okay.
It's very random. I have a story. Okay, so when I was on my break for work, I decided to eat at the food court, and it was the first time. Remember when I texted you? I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot my earphones, and my earphones don't fit my new phone," and it's just like I have to listen
to the world.
I have to listen to the chaos of the food court.
Yeah.
So I sat by myself, loner. I sat by myself at like one of the big stools where you can just sit by yourself. Like it's singles table, okay? It's singles table. And I had like an hour lunch, so I had time to kill. I didn't have my headphones, so I couldn't watch any videos, and I was just like scrolling through my phone while I was eating. And I had no one sat with me for like maybe about 20 minutes. And I just like I really don't care. I don't care about like I don't judge people a lot and all that like blah blah blah. It's just like because he was so close to me when he sat next to me, and I think it was like you're like a bit further like that far away, but because all of the chairs had been taken, obviously the guy's gonna sit there if he wanted to. So it's quite close to me. And it's just like I finished eating already, so I was just waiting. I was just killing time. And he sits next to me, and all I could hear is smack. You know when someone eats gum loudly?
Demonstrate.
Ew, I don't even want to demonstrate it because it's like gross. Like, and we're wearing headphones right now. If you did it right now, I'd be like,
ASMR.
No, but
I can't even do it. It's gross.
no, I can't. I
just don't know
can't
how to
even
do
demonstrate.
it.
Yeah, but it's a very like minor. Call me picky, but like I don't know. We grew up with like so many like don't eat with your mouth open. Make sure you're sitting it up straight. Make sure you're like.
I think it's just common courtesy not to chew like
yeah,
that.
yeah, common courtesy. And he like I've chewed loudly here and there, but like I have never experienced it for a long time. And he was like.
Ew,
he was eating a burger too, so it was like
oh, he was eating that up.
yeah, he was like a burger or Subway, I don't know, but it was very loud
So
next
was
to
enjoying
me.
his meal.
Yeah, which is great. You're enjoying your meal, but I was just very disturbed.
That's gross.
So yeah, that's one of
That's
my like
funny.
random pet peeves.
That's so funny. That's funny.
I mean, when we watch it on the like when there's scenes in movies that like the character does it, I'm like,
It doesn't sound that bad.
like disgusting.
It's gross. It's a bit of turn off.
If I have to like act that out, I will go off. But afterwards, I'll be like, I can't believe I just did that. That's
What
like
was
my
that?
worst pet peeve ever, and I've just done it.
I have another one.
Yeah, go on.
Well, this is one I've written down, but I agree with it
Mm.
wholeheartedly. People who go to concerts but don't watch the show complain, and they don't like the artist, and they only went there for one song.
Oh my god!
Or
Let's
like the
discuss.
popular songs.
Let's discuss.
Yeah. So about the concert, we went to a real concert at the start of this year, and I was sitting next to like two girls, little young, not young, but like in high school, I guess. And they were just chatting, and obviously I could hear we were waiting for the show to start, and I just casually heard them.
I
going,
was like next. So if you're watching this, you can't see it, but basically, I was on Kyla's left side. He was in the middle, and then there's these two girls next to her.
on the
So we were on the row, and we were at the very edge. We were at the very edge. So she could hear all of this. I couldn't because I was just.
She was next to me. She was kind of far away. But obviously, I wasn't like listening on purpose, but you could hear they were talking. And then
wow, this actually, let's discuss because I have so many thoughts about this.
They
this
were
is like a bet, like the biggest pet peeve.
I could hear them saying, they were like, "Oh, did you hear? Like, he doesn't even have good songs playing. Like, he doesn't have this song playing. He just has this song playing." And then the other one was like, "Yeah, I just came here for like his popular song. Like, I only came here for one song, basically." And I was
I'm still annoyed to this day.
In the moment, I was so confused. I was like, what? I was like,
why
huh?
are you here?
And then like a little bit later, they were just talking about themselves and like, I have an assignment. Like, why isn't it starting? He's like,
side note,
forever.
the concert was amazing. Continue.
Okay.
We know of this person that. How do I say this? We know of this person that attends a lot of concerts. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
Attends a lot of concerts, but complains and like I don't know how do I word this. I think the only way I could describe it is she goes to these concerts just so that she can tell people that she's been to these concerts.
And she doesn't like the
and she doesn't like the artists.
She'll say
plus on top of that, we love the artist, so it hurts even more because I'm like, I don't have the means and the privilege as many people don't as well, and you're out here telling me that you want to go to the concert but then trashes the other layer of it that I get annoyed about is that you spent money to go to this concert, which therefore supports the artist, and at the same time you forget that a lot of people, including us, don't really have the means to like be able to afford. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much better people that deserve to go to concerts that actually love their favorite artists, and you're out here just buying tickets and going just because you want to say, I've been to this artist's concert. I've been
kind of like you want to be
Katy Perry.
relatable.
Yeah, there are people out there that just like go for the sake of going and for the sake of saying that they went to said artist's concert just to stay relevant and to show off. And I guess they don't care about the money aspect of it, because remember that one, because we love Korean entertainment and K-pop, let's say, we've read that news, or I don't know where it was, but they bought tickets just to not attend.
Oh yeah.
And there were empty seats.
So to make it empty.
Yeah.
I don't with adults I'm like, okay, whatever. But with like teenagers, how do you ask your parents, or like what allowance do you get to be able to spend this kind of money and then like complain about it?
You mentioning that, like the kids nowadays with their allowance. Oh, another pet peeve. It just came up in my head.
Like I'm so curious.
I'm very curious.
Like, how you got your parents to say yes.
Yes.
And then like, how'd you get here? Like,
I feel like this is a good another episode to talk about.
I was so actually in the moment I wasn't like confused because I was in a high.
Yeah, we were on a high.
But then like
we just didn't care about them.
afterwards, I was like,
these girls. You know these girls.
Did you hear these two girls next to me? Like they were complaining. I'm like, what? I get if you like some artists like leave their concert early or like leave a festival early. I would complain for sure because I just wasted my money and they didn't come.
Yeah.
Or like they finished early.
Which sometimes happens unexpectedly.
If they explain what happened, like they're sick or something, emergency, sure, yeah, whatever. It was perfectly fine. They just didn't want to be there. They were there for one song and it was a popular song, and like they were upset because he didn't choose good stuff on his set list.
They're just very bratty.
That's my argument. Yeah,
very,
I think it's also because they were young. It kind of triggers me.
And very, what you said, they were very privileged and
like Sly, you got those tickets, but then you're complaining.
Yeah, it's
your fault. You didn't do your assignment.
It's quite not bittersweet. Sorry, it's quite like it's sad because we were there and we were so excited to see Rule, and I cried like multiple times. And there are people there that are having fun. Don't.
I think I'm just thinking of the people that could have been having more fun than them.
Yeah.
That could have had those
That could have
seats.
had those seats. Yeah. Which is unfair.
Like, it's fine. Like, whatever, you're complaining, but other people could have had those seats.
Yeah, let us know in the comments or anything if you have the same pet peeve or experience, because
Right?
I'm pretty sure a lot of people do.
I'll do one more thing that's like slightly people not cleaning up after themselves, specifically at restaurants.
Oh.
Or like public food, I guess. As a former fast food worker, I worked for 5 years at a fast food restaurant. And people are crazy, man. People just leave stuff everywhere.
But even when you didn't work, before.
Now and before, it's just more like close to home, you know. But
it hits close to home.
yeah, because I know it's technically our job to be cleaning up after you, but when there's a bin like right next to you, it's not that hard.
Yeah, no,
it's not that hard. Or even just tidy it up a little bit on the table, like the stuff I've had.
Really
The stuff I've had.
If you
to
guys are
clean
listening, you can't see her face right now, but she's getting red.
No, it's the stuff I'd had to clean up. It's foul. Like, it's stuff is everywhere, and it hurts your back. Like, it's physically painful.
My pet peeve relates. Like, mine is like a.
Yeah, I know you're passionate about this.
Oh, okay. My drop down.
That's why I picked it out of the two right
so
now.
my drop down subject to that is the extension of that. So like, I know waiters are supposed to clean up after customers in any hospitality setting, whether it be food court and all that. But I have this, and I've always had this, and we grew up with good morals, but like we've extended, like grew up even more with that I've just always helped make it easier. For example, at a restaurant, there's waiters, that's their job. But imagine, like, I'm very strong about this. Imagine there are tables that they serve every single day. And then on top of that, every hour, every minute, there's always customers finishing eating. They've done it. They know it's their job. They know they have to clean up after it.
Yeah.
It's that one person that, like, aka me and you, whenever we do it, I can tell how much it makes their day. If it's not at a restaurant, if it's at a food court, it's even worse. For example, if we're eating at the food court, literally even just a packet of chips from McDonald's, just throw in the bin.
Literally.
There are bins for a reason. There's trash bins for a reason.
Some countries don't have trash bins, so I get that, I guess. But like here, at least in Australia, some people still can't do it. But there's like a trash bin like in every corner.
Because they expect the cleaners to do it.
Exactly.
And they're literally, I've heard people say that's their job, leave it.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It hurts like my heart because I'm like, yeah, it's their job. But if one person just cleans up after themselves, the rest they can just do.
Yeah, it's
and
right.
There was this time when me and Kyla were at a restaurant, like a Korean restaurant, and it was quite busy. It was quite busy that time. And like we only had a few dishes, but I have this habit. I've always had this habit anyways to just like clean up or just put the plates together so that it's easier to like carry or easier to give,
or just
to
less messy
to clean up. And it's just less messy. Like as in like the chopsticks are all over the table and there's like small and big plates thrown to the other side of the table versus the other side of the table. So I've always had this habit in every restaurant to just like place everything all together rightfully and like in a easily carryable manner. And yeah, like we ate at a restaurant recently and I did that, and the lady that was serving us was just very like, oh, like she didn't say anything or she didn't. She said thank you, but it's just like it really showed that she appreciated that we did it. And it was just, for me, it was like instinct, because like we clean up after ourselves all the time, but you don't realize that it actually like affects them, and it helps them be quicker even.
Yeah. And like, imagine like an 8-hour shift, and like someone just does that for you, and you're like exhausted already.
Every
and then they're, like,
single hour.
Like this one table just helped you clean. Like, it's nice.
It's nice. It also, I've told you this, it shows character. It shows who you are as a person. And yeah, so maybe in restaurants, yeah, it's their job, sure. And this is a legit debate. Remember, I showed you, it's a legit debate about, should you help clean up after your own, or let the waiters do it because it's their job? I'm like,
just do half and half.
Just do half and half. Just literally make it easier for them.
It's not
to
like
get
you're
it.
Gonna clean the whole thing. Just tidy
It's a legit
little.
debate. But restaurants aside, food courts and like public spaces where people don't clean up after themselves, that's
just
where,
general cleaning
like
up.
that's my biggest one, because I'm like, just pick up the cup
Like,
and throw it in the bin.
Or even when you go shopping and someone drops something and then you just walk away. I'm like, bro, just pick it up. Just hang it back
Right
up.
now, as we're working still in this environment,
that used to annoy me even before I worked.
I know, but like while we're still here and working in this environment at the moment, it's just like it will never cease to shock me, is what I'm trying to say.
Mind-blowing. I agree.
It still shocks. I should be used to it, but it's more just like, no, it just shocks me every day that people get worse and worse instead of get better.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's something.
That is why when the younger generation is so kind and like picks up after themselves, like we've seen so many too. It really depends on the person.
Again, with change, I guess it happens as you grow up.
Thank you. Change became the main motive.
Even as a like 50-year-old person, like you can still change. It can still be a thing you learn a habit of.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. I'm very strong about that.
I know.
Sorry, I went on a rampage.
Options I had. That's the one I chose.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of that. I think we should cut it off to a little bit of a break.
Okay.
Now we'll have a little music break like we used to do. Are you still on that?
Yeah, of course.
So
this is our thing.
Of the day. This playlist is still available on Spotify. So if you look up hashtag you think I say music Rex, it'll be there. But do you have one or should I go?
You go first. I have.
To be honest,
3.
I don't have one. I have a whole album maybe. Stray Kids' new album. My favorite song is Cover Me. It's a bit of a ballad, I think.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I've been in a very moody few weeks, so I've just been listening to like songs. But yeah, mine is Careless More by Olivia Bryan. I'll put it here.
I was listening to
Looking
no, I wasn't.
careless more.
But I was,
Is it for a music break?
yes.
Do you have any last thoughts?
thoughts?
Do you have any questions still?
Well, I think we can just sneak in one.
Yes.
Because it's
One last
all
one.
in one, I think.
Because we're gonna come back, we can make this a bit longer.
I think just one more since we had that little break. So this is basically around annoying, like how do you deal with all of these pet peeves?
How do I deal in general with any pet peeve I have?
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking me? Should I go
like
first?
Both of us.
Well, for me, this is my analogy. This is my thoughts about pet peeves and like how I deal with things in general, about things that annoy me, about human beings. I used to get very affected a lot growing up with a lot of things, pet peeves included. But nowadays, as I try to get better and as we get older, why do we sound old? We're so young, guys. It's easier said than done, but ignoring it is the first step. So trying to...
Or maybe acknowledge it and then...
No, this is the thing. Ignoring it, but knowing, like acknowledging that it happened, but when you can't do anything about it, the best way to do it is to not put yourself in the situation and ignore it.
Fair.
I think that's what I've been practicing a lot these days with those pet peeves. Because common pet peeves like the chewing with your mouth open and like racism,
Jeez.
that's an everyday occurrence that we go through, and I see people go through in our environment, wherever we maybe work, life, when we're ordering freaking food, or when we're just like walking around the mall and we seem Asian for some reason. Like, I just choose to try and ignore it. But the way I handle it is to know that it happened, but if I can't do anything about it, I will just let it go and ignore it. If I can do something about it, I will do something about it. That's my analogy of my life at the moment with these stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
You?
With like the little minor things, like everyday things, like the door stuff, I do get easily triggered a lot. Like, I feel like I get annoyed very easily, but I try to calm down.
Just little icks.
Yeah,
little
I
irks.
think I just honestly I let myself feel those emotions nowadays. I just get mad. If I get mad, I get mad. If I get annoyed, I get annoyed. And then, don't think so hard afterwards about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad to hold a grudge. I'm still like working on that.
Yeah.
I try not to get so upset over such little things.
I think the best way of putting it is I try not to dwell anymore, and you try not to hold a grudge against things anymore.
Yeah.
we're
It's
both
hard.
we're both learning things
the
and
dwelling-
changing.
The dwelling is more on the serious stuff, like the things I can't do, or like racist comments, or like the more deeper things like relationships. I think I
Dwell on
also
it and think on
sit
it.
on it, think on it, and then I'll be like, maybe point out the facts, and then like the positive, negatives, and then the
action it.
negatives usually I'm just like, okay, if the positives weigh out more, if I'm like, there's a way I can think of it in a more positive way, like, oh, maybe they were just, not valid, but they're having a bad day, and it's in that context, then okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
This definitely won't be the last that we're talking about pet peeves.
It comes up all the time.
That, and also we literally just came back, so
Basically, our end messages, you can change.
Thank you for accepting that as like the motive of the day.
Good job.
Yeah.
Change can be good. Can be used for good.
Yeah. A shift on your mindset is good.
Yeah. Even for the minor things, like I just said. Yeah.
They're the smallest things, but when you make a change into them, it grows and
even for you,
can make an impact on somebody's life
and yours.
Period. I think we can edit at that.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Yes, if you have been here since the start of this podcast, at least, welcome back. We're not going away anymore. We are back.
Hi.
If you're new here, hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kyla.
I'm Kristine, and welcome to our podcast. Okay, let's end it there now.
Okay,
Alrighty. Yep. Everything, all of our links, all of our individual projects, all of her links, all of my links, and all of our videos together on this channel will all be linked below. Socials, Instagram, TikTok, all of that shenanigans.
Yes.
But our main platform for our stuff is on Instagram. So you'll find this, you'll find clips, you'll find some dance videos, you'll find some videos, period.
Cute.
You'll find everything.
Announcements are also there. So.
Yeah. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, stick around.
Yeah. If you want to suggest some things, go on Instagram or go on everywhere else.
Yeah.
Comment. Anything like that.
If you want to comment your pet peeves down below on YouTube if you're watching this, or on Spotify if you're commenting, tell us your pet peeves. We'll respond to them. each and every single one. Let's have a chat.
Yes, we'll
Because
respond.
I'll definitely remember some. The battery is blinking.
God.
Okay.
Thank
Goodbye.
You so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you for listening.
Mwah.
Bye.
See ya.